Well, it looks like the Philadelphia Eagles have added a wide receiver for Eagles training camp for a tryout. I want to talk about that player for a little bit because there's some interesting things with the information I did get from him. Secondly, the Eagles beat writers have been just the past few days have been talking about the Eagles adding a linebacker, that a move is going to be made at linebacker, and there's no turning back. They are going to make a move, and what we have is apparently not enough.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. So I want to go over a couple things real quick. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. I hope everyone's enjoying their day. I know we have a few more days left till Eagles training camp and can't wait to go over everything. I'm pretty excited for it. So the Eagles have added a new receiver, a tryout for training camp, and that is Javonta Payton. Okay, now Payton was a community college wide receiver. A while ago, transferred to Tennessee and then transferred to Mississippi State and then was an undrafted free agent by the Cardinals. Then he was cut prior to that preseason. Then he went to the XFL. He played for the Guardians. He played for the Renegades. So, Javonta Payton has been around a bit. He's been around. He's moved around a lot, and from what I've heard around the league so far from Javonta Payton, and I've seen he's 6 foot, 175 pounds. He's got some burner speed to him. He's got some pretty good speed to him. We'll see how it looks when he gets to camp. But mostly his strengths are going to come in special teams. I think back in college he was averaging, I don't know, it was like at least 20 yards, like a kick return, something like that, 20 to 25 yards. And you're going to get, and he's been a really good tackler on special teams as well. So I think the news around Javonta Payton has been just his special teams ability, and adding another returner to the list of the other returners we have is definitely going to really help. I mean, the more the merrier at the end of the day. As much as I want to see Britton Covey, see what he goes into his second year, see what he could do. But seeing Devin Allen and seeing Alamati Zaccheaus that's added to this roster that has some burner speed and could add him as a punt or a kick returner. Quez Watkins is on the list. So there are some guys on this list right now. And this, we're going to find out. You know what I mean? Like, this could be absolutely nothing, but this is a guy known for special teams quality. And I really hope, I know I should care for the blocking scheme, because I thought what Michael Clay and the blocking scheme for special teams was just horrible. But I feel like adding another returner is definitely going to help, or at least one that's going to be in competition, make these other guys work a little harder, which is going to be great. So, like I said, this could be absolutely nothing. This could be a guy that walks in one day and walks right out. But special teams is the pedigree here for Javonta Payton and what he's doing. He's, like I said, he's moved around to a lot of teams, okay? And, sometimes those guys like to fight a little harder. They have a little bit more fight in them because they really want to have a home and get somewhere and be something and be someone on a team. And if a guy like this comes out and, works out well, you never know what could happen. It might make some noise, but I'm not going to excite everybody and rally everybody up for a player like this. But there's definitely opportunity here for, special teams in general. No joke. So very excited about Javonta Payton, and then, we'll see what happens. But, the more the merrier. I want to get as many receivers as possible because I want to see if at least some of them could be returners or something like that. So it definitely helps. Secondly, the linebackers. So John McMullen had some things to say the other day, that they think they're going to add, the Eagles are going to add another linebacker. We've gone over this a million times. We've gone over Patrick Queen trade, which I would welcome. Isaiah Simmons, hybrid type linebacker, I would welcome. Quan Alexander was probably Quan Alexander is probably the best linebacker that's really out there. There's a hybrid guy that they can move around and do a lot more with him, and he's ready to sign with the team right now. You have Miles Jack that's still out there, Deion Jones, Zach Cunningham, Rashad Evans, Kyle Van Noy. That really Kyle Van Noy is an interesting one. He's the oldest out of the bunch right now, but in 4 seasons, 159 tackles, 30 tackles for loss, and 22.5 sacks, 41 QB hits. I mean, it's crazy. Now, Kyle Van Noy's been a very good player at his age, still playing at a high level. So there are free agents out there, and there are 2 players you could trade for if you really want. You know what I mean? So I don't know what we have behind Nakobe Dean. I really don't, because do I trust Davion Taylor to stay healthy? I don't know. Hopefully, because when you get injured consecutive years, or you get injured, like that, then your production starts to go down because you just can't stay on the field. The only way I could say the linebacker core is going to work out is if, you have something in Nicholas Morrow and Davion Taylor. I think even if Nicholas Morrow works out for us, I feel like they still need to add a guy if they really have to. But like I said, I need to see with my own 2 eyes what these guys could do, because I feel like we do have some upgrades over last year. We might have some upgrades over I wasn't a big fan of Kaiser White last year. I thought he just didn't have a great year. I didn't think it was a fantastic year. I thought Edwards was definitely more productive. There's no doubt about it. Now with a brand new linebacker core going into this past offseason, the Eagles knew that Nakobe Dean was going to be starting, so they weren't really panicking at this position too much. And there's barely any money in this position. Nicholas Morrow's not even, what is he making, $1 million? Not even that. I don't even know what he's making. It's not much, or at least against the cap, it's not much. You know what I mean? So, like I said, there are options out there for the Eagles, but Sean Desai needs to see what he has. What guys can cover, what guys could shoot the gap. That's going to be the big difference here. Is Nolan Smith a big part of the Eagles linebacker core, and the Sean Desai and his coverages and what he wants to do with is Nolan Smith a big part of that? Because I feel like he is in some aspect, because I don't think Nolan Smith is going to be a pure edge rusher this year, which as selfish as I want him to be, I know he's not going to be, but he's so athletic and he's got so much more to give to this team. He could do multiple things, and I think coverage is going to be one of the best things he could do as well. So I think Nolan Smith is definitely into those plans for Sean Desai and some of these these packages for these linebackers, which is pretty good. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot out there that, body wise they could just bring in. I mean, there's plenty out there to choose from and to trade for if you want to go, if they feel like they need a starter like now, or someone that's capable, that has a really good defense around him, someone that plugs in as a good role player or something, or someone that has somewhat skill, that could be a prime starter for the Eagles that they want to sign for a couple years or something like that. It would be nice to keep somebody in the building more than a year, because I feel like we're going after linebackers. Now we're going to be going after linebackers every single year. Obviously, Nakobe Dean is an exception, because gut feeling says Nakobe Dean's going to have a good year. Had somewhat of a sample size last year, but it was not enough. I wish he played some games last year. But hoping, and I know people yell at me and say, oh, how is Nakobe Dean not going to be good? And we haven't really seen him play games. We haven't seen him play a full game. We've had sample sizes. That's all we've had with Nakobe Dean's. Realistically, guys, that's all we've had. Okay, but theoretically, in my gut, I feel we have a star player. We have a veteran star player on this team, and I think that's awesome. Ellis is another one. Ellis is another guy that has been making noise during OTAs, and it was weird. After the Pittsburgh game last year, Ellis moved up from the practice squad to the active roster, played special teams, and he was just automatically making so many tackles. Ellis was just crazy. So that's another player we have to watch out for as well going forward in this linebacker room. So Van Simmeren from Mississippi, from Michigan State. He's another guy that's an athletic freak, but it's just not enough right now. I mean, we got to see what he could do, and the transition from college to the NFL as a linebacker, and see how much he can learn, because the athletic ability is there. It's just knowing what to do, and is he going to be good enough? So a lot of there's bodies at linebacker right now, but nothing. It's very uncertain. At least with safety, you have some bodies, you have some names there. You went out and drafted, a safety somewhat early in Sidney Brown, which I think will make noise. Reed Blankenship has had an excellent sample size. I mean, you're talking about a guy, Sidney Brown coming in making noise. You're talking about Reed Blankenship was just undrafted last year that actually played really well. And Terrell Evans is a nice stopgap player, but is he enough? He was the plan B option when Chauncey didn't sign. So, you know what I mean? And I don't have much faith in Kevon Wallace and Justin Evans and some of these other guys that are back there as well. So, and if Keely Ringo is going to be, going from cornerback to safety, cross-training a little bit, as a contact safety, whatever they're going to do with him, I don't know. We'll just see. But at least I feel like there's more promise. So I feel like we'll get more production at safety with what we have right now than going out and trading for a guy. But linebacker is it's a little worrisome, just a little tiny bit. So, but other than that, that's pretty much it. I want to know from you guys what you guys think of, obviously, the Javonta Payton. If you guys know him really well, let me know. Give me some more information on him, just him as a player in general. And let me know about this linebacker position. Who are you adding from the free agent list? Who are you adding via trade? Would you add somebody? Would you wait to add somebody? Are you in a rush to really add somebody now? Do you have faith in Nicholas Morrow? Do you have faith in Davion Taylor? There's a lot of questions to really go over there. So, we'll see what happens. But Eagles training camp, couple days away, getting prepared, getting ready for it. And I am ready to go. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes what up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.